Aloha, I'm Paul Normann, and I'm the Executive Director of Neighborhood Place of Puna. And today I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about Archbishop Óscar Romero. So I guess this comes into our series on heroes, and Archbishop Romero is one of my heroes. So the reason I'm doing it now is because he was born on August 15th in 1917. So we just passed his birthday. He was born in El Salvador, and he was assassinated on March 24th of 1980 in El Salvador. And he was assassinated. So for those of you who don't know, Archbishop Óscar Romero was an archbishop in the Roman Catholic Church, serving in El Salvador. And he was assassinated while celebrating Mass. And he was assassinated because he had become a very strong and vocal critic of the military government that was in power. He called for military personnel to lay down their weapons, to disobey orders, to effectively desert their post. And this, of course, threatened the powers that be in El Salvador. So, so he was assassinated. One of many individuals who were killed or disappeared by the military at that time. I've seen estimates that 85% of the violence and disappearances perpetrated on the people of El Salvador was perpetrated by the military or state actors. So at that time, there was, it was the time of what Americans called the Dirty War. For Americans, the conflict was framed as part of the Cold War, as part of the fight against Russia and the spread of communism and socialism. And we were funding and supporting the military government. But the reality on the ground was that really it was the wealthy and the powerful who were basically in charge and who were oppressing the multitudes. I mean, the vast majority of the population of El Salvador were being oppressed and deprived of basic necessities because of their greed, really. I mean, let's just be honest, because of their greed. And when Óscar Romero originally showed up in El Salvador, when he became Archbishop in El Salvador, he was actually quite conservative. I mean, he was definitely in no way controversial. He was there to be a stabilizing influence. And yet, during the course of his ministry, he began to see and was ultimately touched by the violence being perpetrated by the ruling military government. And he began to witness and see the hardship being placed upon the people. Right. And during his canonization, so in 2018, he was formally canonized. He became a saint in the Roman Catholic Church. And at that time, Pope Francis identified his ministry to the weak, the powerless, and the disenfranchised as one of the qualities that were particularly important to him, that were particularly important for the church to learn from. And for me, when I look at folks who inspire me, one of the things that I'm always struck by is this kind of change of heart, right? Many of the people who I find inspiring, they started off as normal people, right? They started off as, nothing special, nothing extraordinary, and something happened to them, or some experience changed them in some way to radically change their view of life, or their understanding, if they're religious people, their understanding of the meaning of their religious faith. And for me, Archbishop Romero really is a reminder of the importance of that universal teaching of love all, show hospitality to all, have compassion for all, not just the powerful, but to have compassion and love and offer hospitality, especially to the weak and the powerless. Those individuals who you help, who are not going to really benefit you in a direct way. I mean, it's easy to help people who can benefit you. But when you're helping people who there is no obvious incentive, no obvious self-interest to helping them, other than the fact that that is what you are called to do, that is a different order of love and practice, a different order of faith and practice. And it's easy to forget, right? It's easy to forget, or it's easy to practice that in, just to articulate it, but not to really live it in our acts, in our day-to-day acts, in our thoughts, in our words. And unfortunately for Archbishop Romero, his stance for the weak, for the powerless, for the oppressed, resulted in his assassination and martyrdom. So, of course, we are not all called to that. Thank goodness. But it does remind us that of the many little things we can do, the many things we can do to hopefully prevent the level of violence and injustice getting too great in our community. And I mean, that's what Neighborhood Place of Puna tries to do in our little way, right? We try to draw attention to the injustice of families and children suffering poverty, suffering hunger, suffering homelessness in our very community. Not because there isn't enough, but because we're not willing to share. And in our way, we try to offer shelter to those we can, and we work really hard to help families create or find homes where they can be safe, stable homes where they can create a loving and nurturing home environment. And the reason I show up every week and do this vlog is because I believe that we as a community can create a community in which no child, no family has to grow up hungry, has to grow up unloved, has to grow up homeless. So if you're interested, or you want to find out more about the work that Neighborhood Place of Puna does, please visit neighborhoodplaceofpuna.org. If you like this vlog, please click the like button. Please subscribe and follow our channel. And if you want to get notified when the new video comes out, just hit the bell and you'll get a notification in your email box. Mahalo, aloha, and have a wonderful week.